Hi, my name is Karen Lobrovich, author of Inner Peace, The Soul Self Remembered. And these are lessons that we're doing based out of the book, or coming from the book. If you want to go directly to the lessons, go to the playlist in the YouTube section under the channel Inner Peace Place and go directly to the playlist. Then you can find the lessons separated from the talks that I'm doing for various churches, etc. So today's topic is finding your perfection right now. The work that we're doing is based in the premise that the personality self / ego is created from the past, and it creates habits from the past. The soul self is in the moment. The soul self habits that we create are in the moment. Decisions and actions that we choose to do. So that's what we're going forward, that's what we'll be using. When you look at your perfection as it is today, you may think, oh, I don't know about that one. I think all of us have fears or things in our closets that we don't enjoy thinking about or that pop into our head, forcing us into this realization that we aren't perfect. What we need is grace. Grace to love yourself the way you are right now without any type of fear or dread from past memories. The past is a learning tool. I mean, we needed the ego, personality self to create an environment we deemed safe, that we deemed enjoyable at the moment, that we deemed powerful for us. And now that we have grown more, we can look back at our life and say, you know, the way I viewed the world is changing in a better way. And what I want to do is focus more on my goodness, on my perfection, my connection to the all that is, more than the things that I've done in the past that really don't define who I am. My definition of self is not, should not, be based in past experiences. Let's choose to define ourselves as this being of light in this moment. So we don't want to throw away our learning tools that we used to get where we are today. We want to validate them. We want to say, hey, this is what I did, but I'm not going to do those types of things anymore. I think what we want to do routinely is focus more on energies that bring us joy than any energy in our past that were bringing us down. When you focus on the past and the negativity that might be there in certain situations. Obviously, none of us have had every single activity or thought we have about the past is bad, but those seem to have the most grab on us. They have the most power over us, and there's a reason for that. It's because downward flowing energy or negative energy has a lot of momentum, and we can feel it. And it fills us. It fills our bucket. And when we fill our bucket, in a sense, we're satisfied. And what we're trying to do today is to say, I don't want to fill my bucket with energies of downward flow, of negativity, of sadness or stress or chaos. I'm choosing to say, today is the first day I'm going to say, past, thank you, but let's step forward. And what we're going to learn together is how do we do that? How do we say, I want to, there's a thought, it's a negative one, it's got a lot of power, I can feel it in my stomach whenever I think of that, but I'm going to replace that thought. I want to feel the upward flowing energy. So you can respect those thoughts, those memories. And by respecting, what I mean is to say, it's not that you're bad. It's that you are no longer in my focus. I want to choose to focus on this now. It's addictive. Those energies are totally addictive. Similar to any drugs you might take, then you just can't stop, or alcohol. Negative thinking, negative playing in your solar plexus with those negative thoughts. It's an addictive behavior because it fills you up. Maybe you feel empty. So let's fill up this bucket of mine, this love bucket that I have. So we've acknowledged that the past is there, that we have thoughts attached to it, good and bad. We want to accept that we were doing what's the best that we could do with the tools that we had for any given moment in our past. That's the trick. You know, I've always heard that. You were doing the best you could. Well, that really didn't sink anywhere inside of me. But when I started getting this idea of I was doing the best I could with the tools that I had at my disposal when that activity occurred. That is truth. And that's something that I can wrap my brain around. I think we have to decide, after we accept, we want to decide, what state do you want to live in? Do you want to live in the past negative energies? Do you want to live in joy-filled energies? It won't initially have the same momentum to fill up your love bucket. So the sensation that you get from thinking about old things that are not good create an environment around you, and that's very defined, where you can fill those spots of thought. So you have this negative thought and you go, oh, I'm a perfect being. Today I am a perfect being. So what I want to do is focus on X. It's a new habit that I'm developing. So it is going to take some time. The habits that you have in the past were not overnight. So the good habits, the uplifting, joy-filled habits that you're going to be beginning to use daily, day in and day out, moment to moment, are going to be time sensitive. In other words, they aren't just going to pop into your head. You make a decision and oop, now I'm there. It takes time to replace those habits. And by focusing on the love in your past, so in other words, you can find all of those situations, all of those activities that you did that was joy-filled. It was loving. It was happy. Replace the negative popping into you with, oh, but I remember this. You may have to do it 50 times a day. You may have to do it twice a day. You may have to do it 3,000 times a day. But when you find that habit of pulling you away from your perfection, from the past, replace it with something from the past that brings you joy. And the reason I'm picking past negative, past joy-filled, is that's going to be an easier way to fill that void, rather than trying to just say, oh, it's beautiful where I am. I'm going to think about butterflies. That's really hard. So fill it with something from your past that's joyful. And then go from there. Focus on your nowness. Focus on today. Today is what fills you up. Your perfection is now, not yesterday even. It's now. Your connections are now. You're powerful now. So let's focus on joy from our past. When the thoughts creep into our head, we'll say, I am perfection the way I am now, because I can remember X that was joyful. And that's where I'm going to focus my attention. That's where I'm going to create the energy around me. Love and light to you and your past. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.